So the National Weather Service has moved the enhanced risk down south more and a little bit far western now. A little bit more of Wisconsin and Michigan is under the enhanced risk, and also a little bit of Ohio, Indiana, Illinois has just been added to the enhanced risk, and Iowa. There are some really big cities in the enhanced risk like Chicago, Illinois, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Toledo, Ohio, Madison, Wisconsin, and Grand Rapids, Michigan. Um, um, the enhanced risk has moved a little bit more south in Michigan, a little bit closer to my city. As you can see, Detroit, Michigan. My county, my county, I'm actually in the enhanced risk. I live in Wayne County. I live in northern Wayne County, right on the border of Oakland County and Wayne County, and I'm under the enhanced risk. Even though I live in Detroit, my county, the area that I am in my county is in the enhanced, but the actual city of Detroit is in the slight risk. What the National Weather Service should have just done is just included Detroit in the enhanced risk. That just would have been much easier and smarter, but whatever. As you can see, these are the counties in Michigan that's included in the enhanced risk, because they updated this map from my last video. As to be expected, I'm honestly not surprised they updated this map, and now that all of my work I've done on that video is just down the drain, but whatever, who even cares? But yeah, Wisconsin, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and Michigan are in enhanced risk of severe weather. Slight risk of severe weather for Colorado, Kansas, Nebraska. Oh, wow. Oops. Why do I keep doing that? There's actually some really big cities in Nebraska that's under the slight risk. There's actually like really, really big cities like Omaha, Nebraska, Lincoln, Nebraska, and a slight risk. Denver's not in the slight, but anyway, slight risk of severe weather for Colorado, Kansas, Nebraska, Missouri, Iowa, Wisconsin, Michigan, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, New York State, Pennsylvania. Marginal risk of severe weather for Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, Nebraska, Wyoming, Colorado, Texas, Oklahoma, New Mexico, Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, New York State. Now let's take a look at the tornado risk. The tornado risk actually been decreased for the state of Michigan. It's actually more of a tornado risk in Wisconsin, Illinois, and Iowa now. The only cities really in Michigan that's included in the 5% is Benson Harbor, Kalamazoo, and that's it. Yeah, so there's not really any big cities in Michigan that's in the 5% chance anymore, but there is a 2% chance of tornadoes for a good portion of the state actually. So there's still a chance for tornadoes. So don't get too excited. You can still get a tornado. But 5% chance of tornadoes for Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, Wisconsin, and Iowa. 2% for Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Iowa, and Minnesota, and Wisconsin, and Ohio, if I didn't say that already, and that's about it. The wind, let's take a look at the wind. Jesus Christ, that's a huge 30. I think this might be a derecho. This might be a derecho event. Good grief, I hope not. Derechos are not something you want to play with. But anyway, 30% chance, but it's unhatched, so it's not a hatched risk, thankfully. But 30% chance for wind in Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, Illinois, Wisconsin, and Iowa. Cities included in the 30%, like really big cities, are Chicago, Illinois, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Toledo, Ohio, Madison, Wisconsin, Grand Rapids, Michigan. 15% chance for wind for Colorado, Nebraska, Kansas, Missouri, Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania and New York State. Places, really big cities, including a 15% chance for wind, is Detroit, Michigan, Kansas City, Missouri, Cleveland, Ohio, Omaha, Nebraska, and Colorado Springs, Colorado. 5% chance for wind in Oklahoma, New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming, Nebraska, Kansas, Missouri, Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Illinois, Indiana, West Virginia, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and New York State. Really big cities in the 5% is Indianapolis, Indiana, Columbus, Ohio, Denver, Colorado, Wichita, Kansas, and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The hail risk is, that's the only thing that doesn't look outrageous, the hail risk, but I mean, it's still 15%, so, I mean, that's not that low, but 15% for hail in Colorado, Kansas, Nebraska, Missouri, Iowa, Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, and Ohio. Really big cities in the 15% for hail is Chicago, Illinois, Detroit, Michigan, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Kansas City, Missouri, and Cleveland, Ohio. 5% for Wyoming, Colorado, New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, Missouri, Illinois, Wisconsin, Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and New York State. Big cities included in the 5% is Indianapolis, Indiana, Columbus, Ohio, Denver, Colorado, Wichita, Kansas, and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. But yeah, there you guys go. Enhanced risk of severe weather for Illinois, Iowa, Wisconsin, and Michigan. And a little snippet of Ohio over there. Just a very little bit of Ohio. But yeah, if we get bumped up to a moderate risk, which is highly unlikely, I will keep you guys updated.